As usual, here we are going to talk about unit 3, lesson 11 on page 44. Here we have the present perfect. Look at the lesson goals. Okay, read.
Can I
Can I?
start?
Yes.
Yes.
Anwar.
Okay. Listen, girls. The students will be able to 1. Form sentences using the present perfect tense. 2. Use gerund after certain verbs. 3. Differentiate between subject pronoun and object pronoun. 4. Form sentences using infinitive after want, like, need. 5. Use two-word verbs as imperative.
Good. Here we are going to form sentences using the present perfect tense, use gerund after certain verbs, differentiate between the subjective pronoun and objective pronoun, form sentences using infinitive after, want, like, need, use two-word verbs as imperative. Okay, now here we are going to 1 minute. Look here, present perfect, simple, and gerund. Today we're going to talk about these 2 points, the present perfect simple and gerund. The infinitives and the objective pronouns, well, imperatives. Tomorrow we are going to talk about them. Give the past participle of the following verbs. Dia.
Okay. Past participle.
Yes,
Have written.
Good. Written.
Answer.
Yes, Adnan.
Go, gone.
Good. Go, gone. Ahmed Al-Harani.
Yes, Mr.
Do,
did.
the past participle. Do, did, or do, done.
Past participle. Sorry, Mr. Done.
Good. Clean. Nordin.
Cleaned.
Good. Clean. Muhammad Abdul Rahim. Visit.
Visited.
Good. Visit. Visited. So these verbs are, the past participle. We use them with what? With have or has to practice what the present perfect. Okay, now look at the examples here. I read the first one.
Can I, Mr.?
Yes, Ubada. Ubada, read the first one. Read the first example.
I have already worked on my project.
Good. I have already worked on my project. The next. Yes, Hamza. Hamza, read the second example.
Me, teacher?
Yes. He hasn't finished his.
He hasn't finished his lessons.
Good. He hasn't finished his lessons. The third question. Yes, Dia.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Have you ever seen a ghost? Good. Okay, so you realize that these sentences represent what the present perfect. Who can read the explanation here? Who can read the instructions? Read, Adnan.
Okay. Use the present perfect to talk about recently completed actions.
Good. Use the present perfect to talk about recently completed actions. Look at, when we say recently completed actions, it means, before short time. Okay. Has he taken the garbage? Has he taken out the garbage? Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. He has done it before minutes. Have they taken the car to the garage? Yes, they have. Or no, they haven't. Here we have a note. Who can read the note? About, has gone
Yeah,
and have gone. Yes, yeah. Anwar, read about the note here.
Okay.
You have
Yes.
a note?
Note, use been to talk about someone who has gone somewhere and he or she has returned. Use gone to talk about someone who has left to go somewhere and he or she is still there.
Good, thank you. So here we have to use been with have or has to talk about someone who has gone to place and he has what returned. He has returned. And has or have gone to talk about someone who has left and he is still there. Okay. Just here to remind you with the form of the present perfect, I and the plural pronouns used with have, and he, she, it, the singular pronouns and singular used with have, used with has, sorry, plus verb 3. The form is what? Subject, has, have, plus verb 3, past participle. He has developed a new app. Negative, if we want to make negative, just we use have not or hasn't with the verb 3. If you want to make a question, yes, no question, just we have to change the order of the sentence. Started with what? Have or has plus the subject and the verb 3. Has he developed a new app? So these are the examples about the present perfect. Okay, now here we have has been and or have been, has gone, have gone. She has been to London. She has gone to London. Now what is the difference between them as we
yeah,
read? Yes, read the
okay.
she
She has been to London. She has returned. She has gone to London. She's still there.
Good. So this is about the difference. Look at the examples again. Who can read the first one?
Can I?
Yes, yeah.
I have just finished my dinner.
Good, I have just finished my dinner. The second, read Ubada.
He has already got the post.
Good. He has already got the post. The last, who can read? Asaf, are you here? Asaf. Ibrahim Alimat. Ibrahim Mansour. Zain. Where are you, Zain? Read the third example, please.
Have you started your lessons yet?
Good. Have you started your lessons yet? Look here, I haven't done my homework yet. Now we are going to talk about already, yet, just with the present perfect. Who can read the explanation?
Can I read?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Yazan, are you here?
Yes.
Yazan, read the explanation about the present perfect with already, yet, just.
Present perfect with already yet just. You can use the present perfect to talk about events that happened before or now. It is post
Good.
questions. Have you done the dishes yet? Have you already
It is
washed the
possible
clothes?
that. Good. Have you done the dishes yet? You realize that yet is used with what? With the questions. Have you already washed the clothes? Yes, I have already done them. Yes, I have just washed them. Look at the negative. No, I haven't done them yet. No, I haven't washed them yet. Now, what do you realize? You realize that what? Yet is used with what? Negative sentences or questions, and it comes at the end of the sentence. Already used with affirmative sentences. Also, it comes, with questions. It comes between, the, let us say, the auxiliary verb and the verb 3. Just used with what? With affirmative sentences. Let's, explain. Time expressions just. What does it mean? A short time before. I have just done my homework. I have just done. I finished now. Already, before now, I have already done my homework. Maybe 2 hours ago. Yet, at any time up to now. Yet. Look here, questions with and affirmative sentences. Comes between the auxiliary verb and the past participle. Questions and positive or affirmative sentences. Comes between the auxiliary, have, has, and the past participle. Yet, with the questions and negative sentences, and comes at the end of the question or the sentence. So this is about the time expressions, just, already, yet. Okay. Now here we have just summarization about the present perfect. We use it to talk about recently completed actions. Form, subject, has, have, plus verb 3. Here we have examples. I have played that match. This is not example. He played yesterday. This, represents what? Simple past. Okay, here we are going to see whether, the sentence is correct or incorrect according to the present perfect. Who can do the first one?
Can I do?
Yes.
Can I?
Yes, Dia. Read the sentence.
I have already watched the match. Yes, correct. C.
Correct. Good. Number 2.
Can I do it?
يلا يا أنور.
Ready?
Okay. He has finished not his homework. Incorrect.
Incorrect. Now, if you want to
Correct.
it, it will be what? He
has
hasn't
not.
finished. Good. Very good. It is incorrect. Adnan.
Have you ever
Yes.
seen that show? It's incorrect. It should be seen.
Incorrect. Seen. Good. It must be seen. Good. So it is incorrect. She washed.
Can I?
Yes, Nordin. Nordin.
Okay. She washed has the dishes. Incorrect.
Incorrect. It must be she has washed the dishes. Good. Okay. Now here, look at the examples. Who can read the examples?
Can I?
Let me choose Hamza. Hamza, are you here? Hamza?
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Yes, please. He cannot stand.
Cannot stand waiting in the line.
Good. Read the next.
She enjoys reading novels.
Good. Who can continue?
Can I?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me choose Dia.
He always tries to avoid doing his homework.
He always tries to avoid doing his homework. Read the next example, the last one. They hate.
They hate packing suitcases.
Good. They hate packing suitcases. Now, what do you realize? You realize that the verbs which are written in red, followed by what? A gerund. Here we have certain verbs, okay, must be followed by, a verb with ing. Gerund means a verb with ing. And, it comes after certain verbs. These verbs are avoid, enjoy, give up, imagine. Who can read them? Who can read the explanation? Ubada. Ubada. Read, you know, the rule.
No. Okay. Use the gerund from which ends in ing after the following verbs. Avoid,
Yes.
can't, stand, enjoy, finish, give up, hate, imagine, keep, mind, miss, stop, suggest.
Good. Suggest. Look at the examples. He cannot stand waiting in line. I don't enjoy sitting in the sun. You realize here, enjoy followed by a gerund. We miss being with our friends. They stop playing tennis in the winter. So you realize these verbs are followed by a verb with ing form. In other words, with a gerund. Look here. These are the verbs. Must be what? Followed by a verb with ing. Okay. Now look at your books on page 44. Look at your books on page 44. We are going to look at the pictures, and we will answer with the present perfect and answer. We will ask with the present perfect, sorry, and answer the questions. Look at the first example. Who can read?
May I read?
Yes. Yes. Adnan, read the example, please.
Have you done the dishes yet? Yes, I've already done them.
Good. Have you done the dishes yet? Yes, I have already done. The second, the second picture. Anwar, read the examples.
Have you cooked dinner yet? Yes, I have already. Yes, I've already eaten it.
Good. Have you cooked dinner yet? Yes, I have already. Good.
Can I
Yes. The third picture, number 2.
have you cleaned your room? Yes, I have already done it.
Good. Now, what about the third? Who can read it?
Can I?
Yes, Zain. Have you taken out?
Have you taken out the trash yet? Yes, I've already taken it out. I already did.
Good. Have you taken out the garbage? Yes, I have already done it or taken it. Now, what about the last?
May I do it?
The
Yes.
have you fixed?
The electricity? Yes, I fixed it.
Good. Have you fixed, the door or the electricity? That's up to you. Yes, I have already done it. So this is about, exercise A. Let's move to the next exercise. Exercise B. We are going to make sentences with the words. We are going to use the gerunds after the certain verbs that we studied before. Okay. Number 1.
May I start the first